Good morning, class. Today we are going to look at a very exciting topic for our math session, which is decimal addition of decimal numbers. And all of us know how to add, isn't that so? Yes, but today we are going to look at addition of decimal numbers. But before we go into that, let us take a look back on our decimal place value chart, right? So now in decimal, it's a bit different than the normal addition. Same way you add, but today when we are looking at decimal, there is this point that you would see that is called the decimal point. Now, if you look at the place value chart here, we have ones, tens, like normal on the place value chart that we would normally look at, but this one this time has a decimal point representing ones, tens, and tenth and hundreds. Now this part of the place value shows us the parts of a fraction, right? And here is where the values would be ones and tens, and the decimal point is there, right? So in every decimal given sum, you would find this point, right? Now today we are going to add decimal numbers. So let me give you an example, but before we go into our lesson, I'm going to show you a video and you're going to sit back, relax, and look at that video, after which we're going to have a discussion on it and then we're going to do some work. Is that clear? Good.
Welcome to Math with Mr. J. In this video, I'm going to cover how to add decimals. Now, if you're able to add whole numbers, you're going to be able to add decimals. Just a couple of different things as far as setting up the problems go. If you get how to set up the problems, you're going to be good to go. Let's jump into our examples and start with number 1, where we have 18 and 4/10 plus 6 and 72 hundredths. So when we set these problems up, we want to make sure that we line our decimals up. That's going to line up all of our places. So number 1, we're going to do 18 and 4/10 plus 6 and 72 hundredths. Notice how the decimals are lined up. Now it may look a little offset there, but we can use placeholder zeros to better align this and make it look a little more organized. Meaning 18 and 4/10, we can put a 0 in the hundredths place. That way we look a little more lined up. Remember, zeros to the right of a decimal do not change the value. That's an equivalent decimal, so we are able to do that. We're not changing the value of the problem. Once we have that, we add. Start with the hundredths place. So 0 plus 2 is 2. Then we move to the tenths place. 4 plus 7 is 11. So put our 1 and regroup or carry there. Now bring our decimal straight down. It's lined up throughout the entire problem. Now we add the ones. 1 plus 8 is 9, plus 6 is 15. Regroup or carry the 1. Now we add the tens place. 1 plus 1 is 2. So we get 25 and 12 hundredths. To recap, as far as where we put the decimal in our answer, the decimal should be lined up throughout the entire problem, so we bring it straight down. Now, before I move on to number 2, I do want to mention a common mistake, and that's going to be lining the digits up. Meaning, for number 1, it would look like this: 18 and 4/10 plus 6 and 72 hundredths. So 3 digits lined up with 3 digits. So you can see that the decimals are not lined up. Therefore, our places are not lined up, and we're not going to place the decimal correctly in our answer. So this is going to give us something completely incorrect and is a common mistake. So avoid just lining the digits up. Make sure you have the decimals lined up. Now it is possible that you line the decimals up and then the digits line up as well. Most important part being the decimals are lined up. Let's try another example and move on to number 2, where we have 55 and 909 thousandths plus 23 and 3/10. So first step, line up our decimals. So 55 and 909 thousandths plus 23 and 3/10. So we can use placeholder zeros to line this up a little better. So we can place some zeros to the right of 23 and 3/10. Remember, zeros to the right of a decimal do not change the value. That's an equivalent decimal, so we can do that. Our last step, we add. So 9 plus 0 is 9. 0 plus 0, 0. 9 plus 3 is 12. Regroup or carry the 1. Our decimal comes straight down. Then we add the ones. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 3 is 9. And then we end with the tens. So 5 plus 2 is 7. So our final answer, 79 and 209 thousandths. So there you have it. There's how you add decimals. I hope that helped. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, peace.
Okay class, did you enjoy that video? Now, what are some of the things that you saw in that video about addition of decimal numbers? There is always a decimal point. Wonderful. Okay, you have to set it down. Yes, numbers under numbers. Then you add. Wonderful. So, could we try one on the board here? Okay. Let us read our given figure. 53.21, and we can also say and. The point represent and also, so we can say 53 and 21. Okay, plus 22 point or and 42. Right? So we are ready to add. Let us set down. Now the rules for this is that first thing first, you line up your decimal points. So we line it up, 1 point there, another point here. Right? That's just in case you forget to put in your decimal there. And if you forget to do this, therefore, your answer would be wrong, because even if you add correctly and you don't have your decimal point, you're going to get it wrong. So don't forget that. Now that we set down our decimal points, let us place the numbers given. So 21, 42, 53, and 22. Don't forget your addition sign. Now we are ready to add. Let us add. 2 and 1 would give us 3. Remember, you can call yourself the big number and add the smaller number to yourself. So let's call ourselves 4 and 2. 4, 5, 6. Good. Now look at this. We put our decimal point. So decimal points right down. Then we can move on. Call yourself 3 and add 2. 3 and 2 would give us 5. Good. Call yourself 5 and add 2. 5, 6, 7. Good. So what is our answer? 75 and 6, 3. Right? Good. Now let us do one more. Let's say we have 63.1 plus 23.24. Let us set down, put down our decimal points, and we place our numbers given. 63, 23, 1, 24. Remember to put in your addition sign. And in terms like numbers given or figure given like this, to balance it, you can place a 0 just to fill it in there, right? To balance your addition so you won't get it mixed up. So let's go. 4 and 0 or 4 and nothing is going to give us back 4. 2 and 1, 3. Our decimal point is already there. 3 and 3 would give us 6. Therefore, 3 is a half of 6. We know that. 6 and 2, call yourself 6. And add 2, 6, 7, 8. So our answer is 86.34. Okay? All of you are following so far? Good. So are we ready to challenge ourselves to work some on our own? Okay, so you're going to work some on your own, and I'm going to come around and check your work. Alright? Good. Okay, class, welcome back. All of you did an excellent job in adding decimal numbers today. So what are some things we should remember quickly? To always put our decimal points. Wonderful. Then you set down numbers under numbers, right? Remember, you can put, let's say, 3.42, and then you would have 2.34. You would get it wrong. You have to set down numbers under numbers, right? And remember, when you want to balance it, you can always add a 0. Alright? Good. So all of you did well. We're going to continue as we go down and as we go through our lesson for the week on decimal numbers, addition of decimal numbers. Alright? So thank you all for cooperating.